going through this, and then I solved all of that. Like I went through all of it, and I was like, Chuchi, this is it. This is done. I've lost my dad. I've lost my brand. I've lost everything I've worked hard for in the space of 2 weeks.
So what's the use?
It's fine. I'm like, it's fine. I'll move on. It's fine. And then to a point where, because I was done with cocktails, and when that happened, I was like, I'm never hosting an event ever again. It's fine. And then February, I was speaking to a mentor of mine that began Fundisa school with.
Yes.
And what she said to me was, okay, it's fine that I hear you say you want to quit. It's understandable. But do you understand now, if you quit now, this is what people are going to remember your event for.
Exactly.
This is the last memory they have of your event. They can speak all the good things you've done, but it'll end up, that happened and it was finished. So work on this. So I started now focusing now again on rebuilding the brand, and bettering the event, making sure it's safe and all those things. And then I still didn't go back to the fact that Gonjing Shonel. And I've lost, because my dad was such a focal point of my life, that I've lost an actual focal point of a person I was looking at. So now I'm working on the back end of I'm hurt, and I'm just working to save what I've been working on for so long. I need to do right by because the people that thing happened to, people that were close to me.
Yeah.
Like out of all the 1,000 people that were there, it happened to the people that were actually close to me, that I was living with on a daily basis. That was the most difficult thing. Because even in Kulumos, Abantu, there's all of those things. Because Abantu were saying, I didn't care on that day. All I was caring about is money. And
but you know, such things, they will always, those ones, I hope you don't pay attention to them, because you cannot please everybody, and you cannot give it 100 to everyone. Others, they'll see it as super dope. Others will like it was the lamest thing ever. So you cannot.
But when you're living in real time, those things affect you, because you've got to remember, I made a point where everything is negative. So everything I'm now focusing on is all the negative things that are happening. So when I was getting all those backlashes and whatnot, I was like, this is not what I want.
2022, we are going to host the Kagiso.
Yeah.
Why was a sudden change? Because of Tina, we knew Uti Klalisekas, and then that year it moved to a place that I was Iwagangago.
Yeah. When I moved it to a Kagiso, it was, I'm one person that I'm very strategical with everything I do.
Okay.
I felt like if I do it Ekasi again, in as much as, yes, there's this stigma, but I wanted to move the event away from all the stigma that was happening.
Introduce it to a new environment.
That also, and to save it, how? Because I personally felt like Ekariso would be a much safer option than holding it at Sonneville. Because of Inkulu, there was talks between Sonneville and Twintre, which Abantu Twintre feel like Abantu Sonneville babulale umuntu wabo. So they need to retaliate. So I felt like I couldn't take this lightly.
Yeah.
Because anything happens, it's gonna fall on me.
Yes.
So I can't take these things lightly. Let me take this thing and move it to a mutual ground where it can rebuild itself. So that's why I moved it outside Ekasi, because also there was limitations for me Ekasi, because the venue I was using, I felt like that whole thing happened because there was not an element to breathe. It overpacked. I feel like it overpacked. So there was no movement space and whatnot. So I needed a bigger venue. So the next big venue, Ekasi Stadium. And I wasn't ready for a stadium, because the gap in between corner base and the stadium is huge. Because you don't want to use the stadium and it just looks empty.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you see. So I needed a place that's going to be a middle ground in between, breaking point into these two things. Yeah. So that's why I moved it to Ekasi. So it was for safety reasons and the red tape just across Ama venue.
And then this guy was a 2 I think Unoxebenza Nai. Now he does this mixing.
Police.
Yeah. Nisabenza nonke nomxolisi, or
I use him to help me at the event, but I don't know what his background of bartending history is.
Okay.
Yeah, I met him. I also just met him along I think he approached me, if I'm not mistaken, that he would like to help at the bar because he would like to learn more.
Yes.
Yeah, he would like, because that was the chat. He said he would like to learn more about me because I'm doing it at a higher level than he is. Because I was working in Nabotenkari, Skyvok.
Yeah, I remember. Yes.
Yeah, so he was like, I would really like to learn from what you're doing. Yes. And if you can plug me, like you'll plug me. I was like, okay, I can't plug you if I've never seen you work, because I don't want to take you and put you in spaces. And, so that's how we started working together. Yeah.
Okay. Being curious about that. And then now, are you gonna host us anytime soon? Maybe chances.
I am working on it. I don't want to lie. The reason I didn't host this year was because honestly I was still going through what I was telling you earlier about. I was still going through the phase of working on myself, because for the past 2 years I felt like I haven't been myself. I really haven't been myself.
But you know what I like in this whole thing that we're talking about, it's a self-check. I think you are intact in it. And I love that, because other people, they don't realize when they going through things, they would always have this believe it would be right. I love the fact that you can tell the difference. We would see the 2 years and now there is a huge difference.
But I feel like I'm so intentional with that, because I don't like having coping mechanisms when I'm going through something. Hence, I was telling you earlier, which I stopped drinking. When I'm working on something, when I'm feeling like no, I actually need, like I stop drinking, I stop all these toxins that we put in our bodies, so that I can really focus on me and know what I want, what I'm doing wrong, and what I'm not. Because when I have a coping mechanism, it tends to be how you think. I can't really now work from towards what I can output.
I love that. And then how has it been dealing in Nabantu Basiswaneville and your business? Do you feel, or do you see you've created a good relationship with other people, and then you feel that you've dented a relationship with other people?
Yeah, it's always a catch-22. There's always a bit of both. But I feel like my relationship with Abantu Basekasi I feel like it's a love-hate sort of relationship. Especially after the event moved from Eswaneville towards Ekagis. I felt like people started saying he may just not be for us actually. He might just be chasing the growth, and he doesn't really care about us. Because I like like I'm on the ground a lot, because especially among Nekas, in as much as I have access to a car, but I like walking and running and all this, so that I can interact with people and get to know what people think. So I started hearing zonke lenkulum even from my friends. I was like, people will understand. Because for me, I'm also a person of a business is the relationship between you and between the product and the customer. Is that exactly. They don't need to know what the logistics are. They just want to know when the event is about to change. Exactly. So I've never really been a person that exposes a lot of what I go through hosting the event. All I'm gonna expose to is this is the event. Let's come here, let's meet on this day. Like everything else I'm going through, I'll solve it one or with my friends. It's fine. But you guys just deserve this, and this is gonna be the beautiful thing that you guys get. So yeah. And how the event came about actually. Joba Ushwit, I minankule, like I being funda outside. Yes. So there was a struggle always of saying, Oshalava, Anglale Swaneville. You good man, Swaneville.
Yeah, fella second. So now tell me the last time he was here, we should understand that Swaneville is an island. It's like Swaneville maninging, and then you are bound to saying Ngasekahiso. Oh, Ekahiso nyazo. Okay, why laban baz Ekahiso Swaneville bangayazo? And then I started realizing Ekahiso, there's things that are happening. So people are frequently going to in and out of Ekahiso. Okay, so if I'm going to influence this, Swaneville, as Guti, and people know it, there needs to be things happening in Swaneville. So that's why I introduced the Cocktail Sunday too, so that we have something as Suzuti. No man, Cocktail Sunday is actually such a beautiful thing. That's exactly what I wanted from it. That's exactly what I wanted from it. It was because to a point where Swaneville, everything I was doing, we Cocktail Sunday, all the suppliers were from Swaneville. Really? Yeah. Unless if there's something then I can outsource. It was just built so that it can be an economy boost, so that it can boost ICAS. And then now, didn't you have a challenge of siyazi kunendawo ekuphuzela kuzo eSwaneville? As I'm feeling at mhlambe they feel that you are against bathathela weekend so maybe you denting their pockets.
Yeah, we've had this chat. Bingweni workshop sort of, but those are the same thing. What's the relationship between events and establishments? Because my chat is I host events maybe like 4 times a year. You have an establishment that works every weekend, every weekend of the year. So you can't now want to fight me for hosting one event like in a month of 4 or in a space of 4 months. But I think they do have it, because when you have the talks with them, Uguti, I'd like us to have like you can tell Uguti, they're actually not for that
because of
idea.
Weekend yakho,
But it is a huge competition. It is a huge competition. But I've never really had the conversations with them, especially Abasekas. I've never really had the conversation with them. But they've always been supportive. Even as Kat Becon face to face, they've always used to be supportive, because face to face, when I had the relationship with the owner, the owner of face to face, okay. So there was Upule. Yeah, the recent one. Upule. So the relationship was like, it was easy to mend and go across.
Plus, Upule is that one kind of a person who believes that as pushaneni.
He's super supportive.
He's supportive. There's still a space for another person. He does that.